Hey guys, this is Carrie from the Bird's Nest in Dyersville, Iowa. And today I'm working in the workshop because it's like minus 9 degrees outside. I'm going to be painting this headboard. It did have a shiny finish on it, so you can see I took the sander and sanded some places back. I actually sanded the whole thing. You just see in more places it took the sanding. And then I washed it off with a mixture of 50-50 vinegar and water and a little bit of Dawn soap. And then I rinsed it with a just water rag. So I'm using Mud Pie, which is a dark gray. And I just want to show you how easy this color covers. Now this piece will probably only need one coat of this color because it is getting an ebony glaze over it. Actually, I think it's called charcoal now. Charcoal glaze over the top. You want to work with a damp brush, and you just put a little bit of paint on your brush. I think I've showed you this 1,000 times. And it just covers really, really nicely. So I'm going to get this painted. Just wanted to hop on and show you. And we'll go to the next step and see with the damp brush. And our paint is self-leveling, so you really don't have to worry too much about the brush strokes. It really is, and this, like I said, this color covers in one coat. So let me get this finished and I'll pop back on. Just a little quick tip. When you're doing even drawers, anything that has an edge, sometimes when you paint it, you get like, you miss it. So if you paint it at an angle, you get better coverage on your edges. Even though sometimes you're going to sand it back, it's always best to make sure you cover it, even if you're going to distress it, so you get a uniform look. Look how far I've come. Woo! Okay, so I've finished up the rails. They're still drying. The back of the footboard is done. It's also still drying. And the headboard. It's still wet in a couple places in the grooves, but it should dry pretty quick. I've got the heat on in here. Again, this is Earthsafe Finishes Mud Pie. Like I said before, this is a great one-coat coverage for this color. It's just beautiful, really. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry, and then I am going to do my distressing and put my sealer on, and I'll be done. Literally, this project can be done in a day. And the great thing, too, is, of course, all of our products are non-toxic. No VOCs, no off-gassing, no heavy metals. We don't have antifreeze in our products, so it's safe to use indoors. You could literally paint your bed frame in your bedroom if you wanted to. But if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be back and show you how I distress. Okay, so now I am distressing this piece. You can see I'm just taking my sanding block with a piece of sandpaper wrapped around it, and I'm just lightly going over the edges. I don't distress in the body of the piece. That's just my personal preference. Everybody does it different, but I find that this gives it a more natural distressing look, and super simple. That's why I say that you want to paint the whole thing, because then when you sand back, you can see some places get hit a little harder than others. And it just looks a little more natural. So that's distressing at its finest. So I'll be back when I put the glaze on. But you can see how it distresses. Heavier in some parts, lighter. Just gives it a little more natural look. So it's coming along. Okay, so glazing is kind of hard to video because once you start, you need to finish. So this is one that I have glazed with our charcoal antiquing glaze. And if you look in this picture, you can see how it changes the color. The footboard has not been glazed. This piece has. I'm going to try to show you how it goes on. I didn't bring my tripod to the shop, so I'm working with one hand as usual. So you just put it on and just keep moving it. That's why it's hard to stop and start, because you have to keep going. And just so you know, the antiquing glaze does give it a streaky look. That's the whole beauty of the beast, is to get that antiquing look. Oh, there goes my heater. Sorry. So that's putting on the glaze. Super easy. When it dries, it does dry a little darker. But it's super easy to work with. Okay, here it is, all finished up. I used Earthsafe Finishes Mud Pie, and then I put the charcoal antiquing glaze over the top. And here's where we are. We have headboard, footboard, let me walk back, and the rails. Looks pretty good. All finished up. Thanks to Earthsafe Finishes. It's a great product. Everybody needs to try it, especially if you live in a colder climate. No VOCs, non-toxic, no off-gassing, easy to use, water cleanup. It's great. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me and watching the process, and I think it turned out great. I hope she loves it. Thanks so much. We'll see you later.